It's been 10 years since I've been in United States, and I've met several NRIs in United States, and I've learned from them. I've understood their investment strategies. I've talked to them about their investment strategies, and they've told me like what are the mistakes they have made, what are the mistakes they've seen, and in fact some of the mistakes I've made as well. So I really hope that you learn from me and all these NRIs that these are the four most common NRI mistakes which they make when it comes to investments in United States. So I hope you don't make these mistakes. Number one is not optimizing 401k investments. Well, a lot of time what happens is people just don't understand 401k is a retirement fund. So they just think that, oh, it's a retirement. I'm not going to be in here forever. So why bother investing any of my money? I can just invest that money somewhere else, and don't realize the benefits they get of 401k. One of the big benefit is the company match. For example, when you invest in 401k, there are certain companies who will match up to 4%, 5%, 3%. I've seen 10% matches. I've actually seen one company do 12% match, which means, imagine this. You work for a company. Let's say you have a H-1B for 3 years, extension for another 3 years. That's 6 years, right? So let's say you work for 6 years. Your salary is $100,000. Hopefully it'll keep growing in that 6 years, but let's stick to 100,000 example. And you are investing 10%. Because you are investing 10%, your company is matching that 10%, which means you put $10,000, they put $10,000. After 6 years, there's going to be a total of $120,000, which is just the investment, which is your money, which you have put it. I'm not even talking the growth of all the money which you are putting in it. Because all the money which you're putting, like it's getting invested into the stock market. You can put it in index funds, S&P 500 and mutual funds, etc. And because every year, if you decently invest in S&P 500, you will get 8% minimum, 8 to 10% return. So if you think about compounding, it will even grow more than $120,000. But let's forget that. That is $60,000 from your company, which you're getting for free of cost, and you're not even using it. Other than the free money, which you are like throwing it away if you're not investing in 401k and not understanding how 401k works. There's also tax benefits. You will be only taxed on $90,000 because the $10,000 is in your 401k, which is tax deferred, so you don't have to pay the tax for it. There are some complications of removing that money and penalties and all of that. I've made a separate video on this topic, but please use 401k and understand how it works. Don't be ignorant on this mistake. Understand it, and you might be actually missing out on some good free money. Number two mistake is they put all their money in just US economy. And I've done this too as well, and I'm guilty of it. So that's why I'm telling you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. As you know, US economy was kind of unstable and there was a recession going on and all of that. Versus if you would have invested some of your money, no, I'm not saying like don't invest in US economy and just completely invest in somewhere else. Keep investing in US economy, but maybe some of the money you could invest in Indian economy, especially Indian GDP is doing so much better. The stock market is growing crazily, so if you would have invested the same amount of like $10,000, $15,000 in India market, you would have better ROI compared to US in the last 2 years, right? So my point is that diversify when you invest in stock market. Don't just invest in US, one country's economy, invest in other countries' economy, especially when it comes to India. Like you can totally invest in it. At this point, you're probably wondering like, Yudi, this is good, but like, how do I invest in Indian stock market being in United States? Well, this is where our sponsors, they specialize in this very thing. So that's why they're kindly sponsoring this video. Let me quickly explain about INRI. So this is a platform which you can register, and especially there's a big offer going on before August 31st. If you register and make your first transaction, you will get lifetime free membership. You don't want to miss out on it because a lot of these platforms start charging like $10, $20, $30 fees, yearly fees, monthly fees. I'm for Robinhood Gold, like I'm paying $5 monthly fees. So you want to save all that money. So right now they have an offer going on. Please utilize that offer. I'll put the link in the description. But that platform is super easy. You can register very quickly. And then if you like need your KYC process and all of that, they will help you with that. They will also go above and beyond to help you with tax strategies. They do a lot of good webinars where they talk about investing, money mindset and all of that. So I've been part of some of those webinars as well, and they are like really informative. But here's the platform, like you can really see, like you can choose one of those mutual funds or like index funds. You can pick one of them. and then quickly invest in it. So this is how like you can still keep investing in your US economy, and then you can also diversify, park some of the money in Indian economy, so that way like you have diversification in your investments. And not only that, but the entire KYC process is completely online, which takes less than 5 minutes, which is mind blowing. And when you compare that with Indian finance institution, it takes way longer than 5 minutes, and they don't have everything online. There's still like offline way to do it. So this is absolutely game changing. One of the mistake people make is they don't put everything in one economy versus not diversifying. Again, I highly recommend, link in the description, check it out. Mistake number 3 is especially for the parents. I don't know if you're a parent yet or not, but this might be helpful if you're planning to become a parent, or when you get married and you need to start thinking about this, is not understanding the child investment plan. There's a plan called 529 plan, and that's for your kids. Basically, you can invest in that plan as soon as you have a kid. You cannot start that plan, you cannot do anything it before you have a kid. And so the beautiful part about this is it's like a savings account for your kids, which you can start as soon as they are born, and you can invest that money into stock market again. And let's say until 18 they are growing, and you keep on investing. By the time they grow, they might actually have a $1 million. I'm not even kidding. That's how long it will take. And there's a limit, obviously, how much you can put per year. But all the money that is growing in that account is tax-free, which is the best part. So people don't understand this, and they don't even utilize it. So as soon as you have a kid, you should start investing in that account. I mean, basically saving that account, and then invest that money, and that money is going to grow tax-free. Beautiful. A lot of people ignore this mistake. And these are the NRI friends of mine who've told me, and I was like, oh, I need to tell you this. Finally, this is one of the biggest mistakes which I've heard from all my NRI friends. And they said, if anything they could change is to really understand and think about real estate investments. So a lot of time what happens is people follow this herd mentality, and it's very cool to say, I'm a real estate investor, I have rental properties and all of that. I used to also believe that. But it takes a lot of work to be real estate investors. Now, I know there are real like internet guru and influencers who will tell you like, oh, you should invest in real estate, but it's not for everyone, and especially not for someone who doesn't understand how real estate investment work. So I want to tell you a story, and hopefully this will give you more perspective. This is our subscriber who got a property in California, and they bought the property thinking that, oh, I'm going to convert this into a long-term rental property, and someone else is going to pay like my mortgage payment. So like this makes total sense to me. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what someone told him to do it. And that's what they did it. And they bought the property. Great. Problem starts with 2 things. What happened is the first time they rented, the renters were really notorious about like breaking things. So they would just like break their AC, like AC stopped working. So they're like, hey, come and fix the AC. And now because you are the landlord, you own the house and you own the property, you have to go and fix the AC, and it's going to cost you $10,000, $15,000 if you're replacing it and putting a new one. Maybe you're fixing it, maybe it won't cost you that much. The next time he told me that they had a water heater problem. So they had to replace water heater. Next time there was a plumbing problem because there was a leak or something. He had to fix the leak. So that all the money which he thought that, oh, someone is going to pay my mortgage, but like there's a lot more extra expenses which he had to pay out of his pocket and his savings to fix it so that renter can actually, live there. So that's one aspect of it. Second aspect, which again, it might not be case for everyone, but this happened with him, that COVID happened, and during the COVID, a lot of people lost their job, and because of that, a lot of people couldn't pay their rent. And California was in the favor of renters that, yeah, it's okay if you don't pay the rent, and people can't evict you from the house even if you're not paying the rent. That's crazy. Like that has happened, and this has happened with our subscriber. And so 6 months he couldn't get rid of the renter, and he couldn't even get the rent, so he has to pay the mortgage payment, because mortgage payment still has to be paid. So again, I'm not trying to scare you off of real estate investment. If you are like savvy, you understand the market, you understand, you have the money ready to put in, go for it. But please understand, it's not just as easy as someone tells you that, oh, put the down payment, get the house, get the renter, someone else will pay your loan. That it's not that easy. There's a lot more goes into it. You have to deal with it and all of that. You probably have to get in property management and all of them. So there's still stuff which people don't understand and they don't investigate before they get into it. And here's the bonus one, which I'm going to tell you, which is again common thing, which people invest into something which they don't understand, and they invest because of FOMO. For example, cryptocurrency, like that was such a big thing. Like, oh, people were just crazily investing in not just in Bitcoin, but also in like all these other coins. I have invested as well, and I lost some of my money, like $15,000 or so. Yes, I'm not kidding. So that has happened because everyone is investing. You're like, oh shoot, like I'm missing out. Like I have a FOMO, like a fear of missing out. I should be investing. I should do something. So I also did it, and the same thing. A lot of people did it, and they lose money because they didn't even understand what they are investing in it. Just because everyone is doing it, you are also doing it. So a lot of time people do that. They also invest in single stocks. They do trading and options and all of that. Just don't do it because it's so cool to do it, or people just learn from YouTube video and they're like, I'm gonna do it, although you're also watching me from YouTube video. But you get my point. Like, don't invest because of the herd mentality. Don't invest because you don't understand to something. Invest into something you really understand. Well, I hope after watching this, you don't make any of these mistakes. And especially, I hope that you start investing in Indian economy. If you want to diversify your investment, link in the description. INRI, love the founder, love the company, love their mission and vision. I've met them personally, so link in the description. If you've enjoyed this part of the video, I highly recommend you to check out here a video with a real estate agent. If you're planning to buy a house, what are the things you need to look up? This is the video you need to watch. And then there's also a subscriber of ours who actually is a real estate investor, and how did he go about it? He bought actually a couple of properties now. Go watch that one as well if you're interested. Until our next one, keep smiling and keep hustling.